Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are reading from the book Sadhana Panchakam by Swami Dayananda Saraswati. It's a commentary on the Sadhana Panchakam, which is a set of 5 verses, Panchakam, composed by Adi Shankaracharya, containing instructions for the sadhaka, the spiritual seeker, 8 instructions per verse, so a total of 40 instructions. We are currently studying verse number 3. We will chant verse 3, read the meaning of the complete verse, and then continue. Vakyarthascha vicharyatam shrutishirah pakshassamashriyatam dustarkat suviramyatam shrutimatas tarkonusandhiyatam brahmasmiti vibhavyatam aharahar garvah parityajyatam Deheham matirujyatam buddhajanair vadah parityajyatam. May you analyze the meaning of the sentences of Vedanta, staying with the vision it presents. May you completely refrain from long logic. May you remember, follow, and see the logic presented by Shruti. May you daily appreciate through contemplation the fact that I am indeed Brahman. May you not come under the sway of the ego. May you give up the notion that I am the body. May you completely cease from entering into arguments with wise people. And now we'll continue in our reading. Next section. Understand the vision of Shruti. Shruti Shirah Pakshas Samashriyatam, or Shruti Shirah Pakshaha Samashriyatam. Shruti Shira means Vedanta. Paksha means the vision, the contention. Samashriyatam means Samyak Ashriyatam. May one follow, pursue, conform to the vision of the Shruti. In this vision, Atma is aparichinna, not bound by any form of limitation such as time, space, and so on. All that is here is Atma. Atma is the Adhishthana, the truth of everything, and therefore it is Swarupa of Ishvara. This is the vision of Vedanta, and may you have Shraddha in this particular vision. If you have Shraddha in that vision, then the inquiry into the meaning of the Vakyas will be proper. Otherwise, you will be saying Tasya Tvamasi, Atatvamasi, and so on. Such an understanding does not bless you. What is the use? Some will say the goal is Sayujya, joining Ishvara, or Samipya, going near Ishvara, but the individual is still there. You have to join with Ishvara and become one with Ishvara. Then are you going to retain your individuality, or are you going to lose it to Ishvara? If you lose your individuality, then individuality is not real, because anything that is anitya, limited by time, is mithya, and therefore not true. So how can you lose it? And anything that is real is nitya, and therefore there is no badha, negation, or nasha, destruction of what is real. All this talk of sayujya and samipya is silly because there is no logic in it. When the Shastra says you are Brahman, why do you not go for that? Why say, I don't want to become sugar, I want to taste sugar? We do not say you become sugar, we say you are sugar, whether you like it or not. There is no need to create a philosophy of your own. No need for a personal or private truth. There is only truth which is public and available for anyone to see. All the realities are public. This truth is not personal, belonging to somebody. Therefore, do not try to create a private philosophy. Instead, try to discover exactly what Vedanta Shastra says. Suppose you say, why do the other acharyas, teachers, who have other qualifications say other things? This is the problem, which only confuses people. These teachers have other qualifications such as grammar, shraddha, etc. And they look upon Shastra as a pramana. They are not mean people. They are all exalted people. They are great devotees capable of communication, writing, and so on. They have all the qualifications going for them. But at the same time, they say different things, and therefore you ask which mata doctrine to follow. Just because what the Shruti says, follow the Shruti mata. Shruti Shiraf Pakshas Samashriyata. They are interpreting the Shruti after all. Teaching should be methodical. What is more, you also have a mind. It is good to have Shraddha in the teacher. But when someone says something wrong, who says you have to follow that person or swallow what he or she says? A true teacher may ask you to follow what he is saying, but he will never ask you to just follow without thinking. So go along with him, try to see what he is saying. This is what we call being, quote, in tune, unquote, with the teacher. As he teaches, he sees a possible obstruction, which he presents for you, and you also are able to see it. Then he removes the obstruction, and you see and gain clarity. This is called Purva Paksha Siddhanta method. So there is a footnote here. Purva Paksha, opponent's point of view. Siddhanta, a response to the opponent's objection. So Purva Paksha is opponent's point of view. Siddhanta, response to the opponent's objection. So Purva Paksha Siddhanta method. First we create an objection, then we remove it. In doing so we get clarity. This is the method of teaching. If these great acharyas talk about other things, let them, but use your buddhi, intellect. This is the greatest of Shankara. He will call Patanjali as Bhagavan, then completely dismiss the Sankhya aspect of Patanjali's teaching. Sankhya is a dualist school of thought. All of these great Mahatmas are certainly respected, but their thinking is not accepted by everyone. If the thought is not acceptable, then you should dismiss it. That is why the approach is not charismatic. In a charismatic approach, you first accept the person as great, then accept whatever he says as right. That does not help anybody. A student must not simply be cynical, however. Cynicism is not criticism. Cynicism is dismissal of what anybody says, calling it useless. This is what we call samshayatma, believing neither in oneself nor in anyone else. Criticism, on the other hand, is objectively seeing the limitation or fallacy of an argument so that the fallacy has to be dismissed. Therefore, if any teacher were to say tasyattvamasi, you belong to that, or atatvamasi, you are not that, or anything, you must determine what Shruti really intends to convey. You must examine whether it is going to give you an auspicious result or do something else. You must see what sort of moksha this could be. In this way, you see that there is no other meaning possible, and therefore Shruti Shiraf Pakshas Samashriyatam, may you pursue the vision of the Shruti. The vision of the Shruti is already established, especially in the Brahma Sutras, which are meant for analyzing the subject matter of Vedanta, the meaning of the Vakyas. In the Brahma Sutras, there is a sutra that says Tatu Samanvayat, Tatu Samanvayat, Tatu Samanvayat, Tatu Samanvayat. All the Vakyas having their purport in that Brahman alone. This is Brahma Sutra 1.1.4. Tattu Samanvayat. This sutra presents Jiva Ishvara Aikya, oneness between Jiva and Ishvara, as Akhandatmaka, an undivided whole. That is the fourth sutra, and the entire book is for that one sutra. The vision of the entire Shruti, all of Vedanta, is oneness between Jiva and Ishvara. That vision is unfolded by Shastra, analytically presented in sutras. There are two types of sutras. One type presents a subject matter like Vyakarana, grammar. The other type analyzes the subject matter. The Brahma Sutras and Purva Mimamsa Sutras are analytical. They are Nyaya Granthas, books that use reasoning and arguments to precisely establish the Tatparya, or the vision of Vedanta. There are many commentaries for each of the sutras. First there is Shankara's commentary, then there is a sub-commentary on that text called Bhamati, by Vachaspati Mishra. This is then commented upon by Amalananda in what we call the Kalpataru, which in turn is commented upon by Appaya Dikshitar in Paimala. Thus it branches out like an inverted tree or pyramid with the sutra at the top and the commentaries below one after another. Studying one sutra is the work of a lifetime. Each of these authors has dedicated his entire life to writing his commentary in order to establish the vision of the sutra. So one cannot talk of personal philosophy here. There is no personal philosophy at all. Next section. Mananam removes doubts born of intellect. We now come to Mananam. Some people say Mananam means reflection. Listen, reflect, meditate. But as we saw, Mananam is not simply listening. It is Vakya Vichara. After doing Vakya Vichara, you have very clear vision of what Vedanta says. You have no Pramana Shankha, no doubt at all about what the Pramana says. You have analyzed everything that the sentences say, and the vision of the Shruti is very clear. Then what is Mananam? We also use a logic while doing Shravanam, that is only to understand the sentences. In English, we call this hermeneutics. The Sanskrit term is Mimamsa. It implies Upapatti, reasoning. Grammar is also used. Everything is used. However, there can be a doubt. The Jiva cannot be Ishvara. We've already taken care of the arguments claiming that Shruti does not say Atman is Ishvara. But now, even though it is clear that Shruti says Jiva is Ishvara, you still cannot accept it. Why? Because it beats your reason. This is because there is no understanding with reference to Prameya. Prameya means that which is to be understood by the Pramana. So where is this doubt? How can I be the Brahman? This doubt is born of your intellect. How do you remove this doubt? This is the problem with the Pandita tradition, namely that they will quote Shruti here. But what Shruti says is not the problem. The Shastra itself has enough prakriyas, methods and logic to prove its point. But there may be a person who does not accept the Shruti at all. He tried his best with the Shruti, but his position is, Shruti may say you are Brahman, but I say that you are only a Jiva. You were born, you are going to die, and there is no such thing as Atma. When the body is destroyed, you are destroyed. So why you should just live for the day? Did anyone ever get up from the ashes in the cremation ground? No. And that is why we completely burn the person, reduce him to ashes, and then immerse those in the river. We make sure that nobody comes back. So there's a footnote here, which is actually a very well-known sentence. Yavat jivat sukham jivet runam kritva ghritam pibet bhasmi bhutasya dehasya punargamanam kutah. As long as one lives, one should live happily. Even incurring doubt, one should drink ghee, that is, make merry. Once the body has become ashes, where is this coming back again? This is the Charvaka school of thought, which we will discuss now. The materialist position. So, this person's thinking is, as long as I live, let me make merry. Even if you go into doubt, who cares? Make your business operations, move your business operations elsewhere. Just enjoy life and drink ghee. Yavat jivet sukham jivet pranam kritva ghritam pibet bhasmi bhutasya dehasya punargamanam kutah. This notion of drinking ghee is based upon an Ayurvedic statement, Ghritam Vayu Vai Ayuhu. Ghee is life. But ghee is meant only for the Agni, sacrificial fire, not Jhatara Agni, the fire in your stomach. Ghee is all cholesterol. A little bit of ghee is okay, but these days it is not good because we do not walk like they used to in the olden days. Here ghee is an Upalakshana, standing for various things. It means that you should just live for the day. Suppose a person does not pay back his debts and asks, why should I pay them back? Because it's a papa, a wrong action. Papa for whom? For the jiva. So when will I experience this papa result? Later, in the next janma, next birth. There is no next janma. It's all over here. Then when you are dead and buried deep enough or burned to ashes, you do not come back. Afterwards, there is no jiva or anything. This person will say there is no survival after death. that death is the end. If there is consciousness, it is just a matter of brain chemistry. When the brain is destroyed, consciousness is also gone. It is all a combination of varieties of things brought to manifestation. Afterwards, it goes away like the red color produced by chewing betel leaf with betel root and lime paste. So, footnote here, traditional stuffed betel leaf consumed as a digestive after meals in India. The leaf is green, the lime paste is white, and the nut is a very light brown. When you put them all together, you get a red color. Similarly, all these things like brain cells, etc. may be jhada, inert. But if you put them all together, then there is consciousness. It functions for some time, and when these things are destroyed, consciousness is gone. It is all very simple. There is no individual surviving or anything. So he argues that one should just live for today. Such people are called materialists. How are you going to answer this person? Everything seems to be all right, including that person's argument. Then you come to me and say, even Buddhism says the same thing, Swamiji. How can you say that they're different? All of them say the same thing. If they speak like this, then they are only pseudo-Buddhists. A real Buddhist will say it is shunya, nothing. Or he will say it is kshanika vijnanam, flickers of consciousness. He will never accept that there is something free from all this, something that is a satya vastu, free from all divisions of time and space. Therefore, each one has his own philosophy. Any philosophy seems to look the same to me and seems to sound all right. In this way, you become a sitting duck for anybody who says anything. That is why the verse says that you cannot just quote Shruti for him. You have to answer him. You cannot simply say, I believe. This is not a matter for belief. This is a matter for clear understanding. You will not have clarity if you are oscillating between Buddhism and Vedanta. Truth is always the same. It has got to be the same. Your Brahman means you are limitless. Or they can say what amounts to the same thing in meaning in any language. That is Vedanta. The truth can be told in Latin or Greek or any language. It need not necessarily be in Sanskrit. But if anyone says anything different from that, then it is going to be less than infinite. Whatever differs from infinite cannot be more than infinite. It can only be less than infinite. Therefore, nobody is going to say anything more because Shruti has the last word about you. You are Brahman. But some people do not like it at all. If someone tries to prove that you are not Brahman, you get all enthusiastic. Whether you like it or not, you are Brahman. Anything other than Shruti is going to be opposed to Shruti because it is just the opposite of Shruti. One is infinite, everything else will be only finite.